Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the Samsung Galaxy S21 series. So Samsung released three brand new phones, S21, S21 Plus, and the S21 Ultra. And of course, as a consumer, you have to be very careful on which one you get so you don't make a mistake. There's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences between these two smartphones. But the starting point of the comparison is going to be the price. And here's the format of this video. So the S21 is $800, S21 Plus is $1,000, and the S21 Ultra is $1,200. And just so you guys are aware, here are all the stock color options for all three models. The Ultra comes in two colors, S21 Plus comes in three colors, and the S21 comes in four colors. So there's certainly a lot of options to consider. In this video, I'm going to make it crystal clear to you guys that if you choose the S21 Ultra over the S21 Plus, is the extra $200 you're spending getting you your money's worth? That's how we're going to analyze this video. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys which phone is the best option to buy in terms of price and the benefits received from that phone. I don't want you guys to make a mistake and buy the wrong one. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities and differences. So let's dive in and first talk about everything that is the same. Then we'll move on to differences, and then we're going to give you a conclusion at the end of the video. Alright, so real quick, let's talk about everything that is the same on these smartphones. Number one, important category is performance. All of these smartphones are going to have the exact same processor, so you are going to get the exact same performance as far as processing is concerned, whether that is gaming, using apps, just browsing the phone, the exact same performance. All of these guys have the same Snapdragon 888 processor, or based on which part of the world you are, it's going to have the Exynos 2100 processor. So same performance. The only minor difference here that I want to mention real quick, because it's so minor, is that the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the S21 Plus only come with 8 gigabytes of RAM, but the S21 Ultra starts with 12 gigabytes of RAM. So that's the only difference in performance. Next up, all of these phones are IP68 grade water resistance. So the water resistance capability, it's all the same. You can submerge these phones into water up to 30 minutes, as deep as a meter. Nothing's going to happen. So you're safe from water. Another thing is, none of these guys anymore have the micro SD expansion option. So that's across the board. No micro SD expansion option. And then they all have wireless charging. They all have fast wireless charging, the same exact speed when it comes to wireless charging. They all have wired fast 25 watt charging, and they all have reverse wireless charging, so you can charge other products on the back of these phones as long as the other product is compatible. So those are all the actual similarities between these two smartphones, between these three smartphones. Now let's move on and talk about the actual differences that are going to make your decision. The first thing I want to talk about has to do with display. We have a lot going on over here. So let's clarify one thing. The Samsung Galaxy S21 has the smallest 6.2-inch display. The S21 Plus has quite a large 6.7-inch display, but the S21 Ultra has the largest 6.8-inch display. Now, when it comes to display quality, the S21 and the S21 Plus is exactly the same. The S21 Ultra is better. It's got higher resolution. So if you want the highest resolution, if you want the crispiest, the brightest display, you have to go with the S21 Ultra. It does have the highest resolution. The S21, the S21 Plus only have 1080p displays. This one is a Quad HD Plus display, the Ultra. Now one more thing, all these phones do have 120 Hertz display refresh rate, but then again, these are adaptive 120 Hertz refresh rates, and the S21 Ultra actually has the better technology that's going to save you more battery as far as the 120 Hertz adaptive refresh rate is concerned. So this is a very major category, so you do want to focus on this category. One more thing that may or may not be that important, the S21 and the S20 have flat displays. The S21 Ultra has the signature curved display. So that's the display. Let's move on and talk about the design. Now, when it comes to design, things are mostly the same, but there's a little difference. So S21, 21 Plus, and 21 Ultra all have Gorilla Glass Victus as their build for the front display. But when you move over to the back, the S21 actually has a plastic back, while the S21 Plus and the S21 Ultra have a glass back as well. So when it comes to build quality, S21 at $800 has the lowest plastic build quality, and that plastic is only going to be on the rear. But when you move on to S21 Plus and the S21 Ultra, you are getting glass build front and back with a metal frame around the edges. So not a huge difference, but just something to be aware of, that the S20 does have some plastic on its back. The next thing that's very important is the camera. Now, there's a lot going on over here. Let's put it this way. The S21 and the S21 Plus have the same exact camera. The S21 Ultra has a monster camera. It's the best camera. So the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the S21 Plus have 3 cameras in the rear. We have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. We have a 12 megapixel standard wide camera. And then we have a 64 megapixel telephoto camera. In total, these phones are capable of giving you a hybrid zoom of 30x. So 3 cameras on these 2 phones. When you move on to S21 Ultra, you've got 4 cameras on the rear. It's a quad camera system. The main camera is a monster. It's 108 megapixels main sensor camera. Then you have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and then you have 2 10 megapixel telephoto cameras that give you a combined zooming capability of 100x. So if you are highly interested in having the best of the best of the best camera, the S20 Ultra is the one to look at. But remember, what we are going to be concluding towards the end is the extra price on the S20 Ultra. The things you get for that extra $200, are they actually worth the price tag? So let's keep talking about the things that are left over. Let's talk about the battery. Now, the S21 has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. The S21 Plus has a 4,800 milliamp hour battery. And the S21 Ultra has a largest 5,000 milliamp hours battery. But I can guarantee you the overall battery life on all these phones is going to be similar. And we already talked about the fact that they all have fast charging, fast wireless charging. So in the battery department, you don't have to worry about it too much. Because even though the S21 Ultra has the largest battery, it also has the largest screen. So with the S21, which has 4,000 milliamp hours battery, because it has a smaller screen, it has to push less pixels, so the battery efficiency is going to be approximately the same on all these phones. Guaranteed full day of battery life after a full charge. And one more very important last option is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is the only phone compatible with the S Pen as an accessory. So if you want to buy an S Pen separately and you want to use on these phones, S21 and the S21 Plus are not compatible. S21 Ultra is the only one compatible with the S Pen accessory and the case. So if you're looking for S Pen functionality, that's your primary concern, don't even think about this. Just skip the video and get the S21 Ultra. But another thing to be aware of. Now let's summarize everything and see what's happening here. We have talked about the display, the design, the performance, the cameras. Now, let's go back to the price. Let's say you get the S21 Plus. That's $1,000. Now, what if you spend $200 more and get the S21 Ultra? The question becomes, is that extra $200 I'm spending on the S21 Ultra getting me my money's worth, getting me $200 worth of features? The answer to that question is, in fact, Yes, you are getting more RAM. Remember, you're getting 12 gigabytes of RAM instead of 8. You are getting the S Pen compatibility, which is a great feature. You are getting a monstrous camera that is superior to the ones on the S21 and the S21 Ultra. And of course, you're getting the largest and the best display. Are these things that I've mentioned worth $200? Absolutely. And that's the way you want to think about it. Now, if you want to save a lot of money and just go with the S21, get some great performance, get some good display, get great battery life, that's fine. If you want a smaller phone, you only spend $800, and that's a nice savings off of the S21 Ultra. But if you want the best of the best, go for the S21 Ultra. And if I was you, and I was trying to decide between the S21 Plus and the S21 Ultra, I would get the Ultra, because for that extra $200, you are getting your money's worth. But if you are just trying to save as much money as possible, but still get a flagship experience, then you go with the lowest model, the S21, with the smallest display. And that's it. That's the conclusion. Either get the S21 Ultra by spending maximum money and getting maximum features, or get the S21 if you just want to save money. S21 Plus is a good phone, but it's $1,000. Just by spending $200 more, I'm getting so much more with the S21 Ultra. All right, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below and let me know. And for now, guys, have a fantastic day, all right? And of course, drop a comment down below and let me know which one you chose and why.